welcome to the Master of Unlocking podcast, where we are sponsored by the Midwest convenience store that gives us everything that we would want, from pizza and donuts to, well, if they would actually give us a sponsorship, I'd say their name. Caleb, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. That just threw me off there for a second.
That's my goal, is to throw you off. Jason, you have a drink from the Midwest convenience store that has pizza and donuts and delicious iced tea.
Thanks, Casey. Logan.
Oh, don't. Okay.
Sorry. Threw me off too. Shucks.
Anywho, it's that season again. It's time.
What's the reason for this season?
The Electronic Entertainment Exposition.
I don't think it's exposition.
It's not exposition?
No, I think it's just expo.
Wait, is expo short for expedition?
I think originally maybe, but
the Latin root of exposition, expo.
I don't think E3 is exposition.
And this year it is definitely not an expo because we've lost yet another press conference. Rest in peace, Sony.
Dropping like flies.
Are we down to Sony? Is that in the history of E3?
It is their first. Yeah, unless E3 went back to pre-PlayStation. Which, I think
it was like 96 was the first one, 98.
I feel like that's when did the original PS1 was out?
That was
96.
right around there, yeah.
I bet it was 1-to-1. I'm going out on a limb, unresearched anecdotal evidence that this is their first that they've ever missed.
You know what, I'm going to go ahead and confirm that.
Thank you so much. Well researched. This is your source for rock solid information.
Caleb is the new stat boy. He's taking over that job.
More handsome than Tony Reale. Wow. What a feat.
I'll take this.
I will take all of this.
Sure. So yeah, we're going to go through kind of where each of the press conferences, for what's left of press conferences, because we have no EA, no Sony, but we do have Xbox, Bethesda, Ubisoft, Square Enix, and Nintendo.
Does EA Play count?
No. They're not doing an official EA Play. See, that's the thing. In the years past, they were doing EA Play and then still doing a press conference on Saturday, but now they're not doing anything.
Right.
I thought they were doing something. Live streams and stuff?
Live streams.
But that's not EA Play.
That is EA Play, but it's not. Like, there won't be any announcements or anything. It'll just be like, here are the games we've already done. They have a list. If you want to see the list of what they're streaming, it's out there. There won't be any big surprises or anything.
Have they said that they're not for sure announcing anything new?
I mean, that's my understanding, is that there is a schedule for this, and that's what they're doing, and they're sticking to that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of all I've heard too.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess we'll just go in chronological order. So that would be Xbox. So kind of what I think we will probably do is we'll start with kind of what we know that they're going to have, and then we can kind of go around and do some predictions of what they don't have or what we don't know about yet. So we'll start with kind of get some games, at least to start with. We know we're going to see Gears 5. That's got to be a this year game, right? I mean,
I think so.
Can I do? That's one of my predictions. Can I do one of my predictions right now?
I guess as we kind of I guess that's a prediction. Yeah,
I am predicting that will be released on September 20th.
Oh wow, that's even a more bold prediction.
Why
September 20th? What is that? What day of the week is that?
Nope.
Oh wow! All right, just throwing darts. Okay.
All right. Based on now, I got to look.
You got to throw one wild one out there just in case.
It is a Friday.
Yes.
Now, I guess here's the question: will it be a full release, or will this be the $90 collector's edition package that you have to?
I think this will be the full release. The reason I picked that is it's the week after Borderlands. I don't think they'd release the same day.
But I would go maybe 2 weeks later.
Gears to me always feels like a September game, and I don't know why, but it does, and so I'm going with that.
Okay. It does actually. When you think about it, that it does seem like a September game.
It doesn't seem like an October game. It doesn't seem like a November game. I think it feels like a September game.
Room to breathe a little bit before the holiday rush.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of when Gears 4 came out. And I want to say it came out early October, and I felt like it kind of got squished for some reason. We also have those other dumb Gears games that we'll see if they come out this year. Gears Tactics.
Oh, I forgot about
that. I really want that.
Yeah.
Like, I want to play that.
I say they're dumb, but I mean, they're side games. So you got Gears Tactics, and then you've got Funko Gears.
Yeah.
Which I think is a mobile game, right?
I am less excited about that.
Yeah, I am as well. I mean, unless they like really go super violent with Funkos, and that could actually be
That might be funny.
That could be funny for 5 minutes. Okay, so Gears, yeah, obviously that'll be this year. Other things we know about Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
I hate that word.
I didn't realize
that and
wasps.
I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna do it because I can't do it.
Racial slur out of nowhere.
I just no. That is not what I meant. I have a very hard time pronouncing that word.
All right, I don't even know what word we're going with at this point.
The last word in that game,
wisps.
Yes.
Okay.
Or the A equivalent of that.
So wasps.
I always put like 3 extra S's on it somehow.
What about quips?
Quips.
Okay.
That one's easy.
Okay. All right. Just curious. I was like just trying to think of weird things that would go with it. Spz. Anything with spz at the end of it?
Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Wasps.
Wisps.
Did you ever see Ant-Man and the Wasp?
I did. Wasp is easy. It's when you
wasps,
put that, when you put that S on
wasps.
there. I don't know why.
Okay.
Wasps.
Right. You're gonna start an ASMR channel over there, or what?
But anyway.
All right. So that it doesn't have a date, but to me that seems like a July game.
July. We just gonna like what do these games feel?
How do they feel? Right. Yeah.
You know, what I would really like to see, and I didn't write this down as a prediction, was it's available tomorrow. That should be a thing for that type of game.
That will happen once. That's one of my predictions. Sorry. But that will happen. It'll happen once somewhere.
It's available
somewhere.
Today.
And it could be any one of them. It could be Bethesda, UB, Microsoft. But somebody on a stage will say, and it's available now. And
yeah, it'll be. Yeah. That would be
usually is, right?
There usually, but I feel like that could be one.
Yeah,
like
that could be one.
I think that seems like a good game for that, unless there's something unannounced that.
The only way it gets a big pop is if it's unannounced.
Yeah.
And
like,
it's out today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Session, the skateboarding game.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
They haven't showed any gameplay of that. There was just a trailer for that last year, but people were super hyped because everybody wants Skate 4 and EA will not do Skate 4.
Yeah. I don't remember who's doing Session. Is there any? It doesn't really matter, but when you said Session, for whatever reason, I thought it was EA, and I was like, no, that's not right at all.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look that up right now. So while I'm looking that up,
I mean, it doesn't really matter because I don't think any of us are really into
Creature Studio. It's Creature Studios.
Oh.
So CREA
Creature.
TURE Studios. Yeah.
All these weird words.
I know what's going on with weird words today. So yeah, I don't know, but as of this point, I think I don't know what it is. I have no interest in skateboarding games, but
yeah,
I know there's a lot of people that are. So, other than that, let's see. We've got the Cyberpunk was there last year, so I'm assuming we'll get some sort of update on Cyberpunk.
If it goes on a stage, it's got to go on Microsoft, right?
Well,
I would think so.
There's no other stage it can go on. I mean, everyone else is their own developer.
That's what I mean. I can't.
So it has to go
there.
there.
The only place.
I highly doubt it's going on Nintendo. So,
yeah.
So yeah, it's got to be there. So let's just say
Cyberpunk Switch. That's one of my predictions.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's gonna run on the Switch U when they release that. So let's see what else. Halo Infinite. I heard a rumor about that today that's going to be playable at the show, and that it is not going to be on this generation of consoles.
Interesting.
Just read a rumor.
Yeah,
but yeah, that it will.
I would be genuinely shocked if that's the case. Only because I feel like that this is their games as a service introduction piece, and it'll be cross-platform.
I agree with you.
That'd be if it is somehow, and who knows what this next box is, we'll talk about that, whether it has any real hardware in it, like, who knows? But I can't imagine that they would silo this just to the new box.
It doesn't have to be either. I mean, for that rumor to be true, it could be on everything. It
depends on how robust their xCloud offering is. So I don't mean to like go too far into Microsoft, but if they're ready to launch a data center CPU GPU solution that streams to the Xbox One that's not going to require a bump in horsepower, then sure. But if this new box is, hardware specs like another PC in a home, like I can't imagine that they would want Xbox One users to feel like they're left behind.
I'm finding it a little hard to believe that they're going to announce anything new console related here at the E3. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just not ready for it. But I don't see them saying much about that unless they're really just trying to beat Sony to the punch. I mean, I guess, but it just seems too early.
Should we also there's the Stadia event before everything.
Yeah, I guess Stadia kind of
I know it's not the proven commodity that these other businesses are, but it is a very real player. Just like out of nowhere. It maybe player is the wrong word, but it has an impact on literally every decision that everyone else makes.
When did that get in? When is that? I guess because I thought I saw something that they were all like they just added it like kind of almost last minute. Even
it's Thursday this week.
I'm not sure.
Look that up, Logan.
I am. Google Stadia's E3 reveal set for June 6th. So that is Thursday.
So they said they've what's on their games, hardware, pricing.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I didn't even know about this.
So it's weird because the new guy is the first one to go.
Yeah.
And so I bet how xCloud is received depends on how Stadia does.
That's true. They could do a last minute audible on some of this stuff if they need to.
And they might go heavier in xCloud.
Yeah.
If
or
media is like, this is awesome. This is amazing. This is going to be in everybody's home. They've got YouTube integration. Google owns everything. Like, this is great. Or if everyone's like, I don't know if I'm super comfortable with this. This doesn't make me feel great. Like Big Brother steps in and now dominates everyone. Like, I bet that impacts Microsoft's presentation of xCloud.
Yeah.
How much time they spend on it, at least.
I think yesterday, WWDC yesterday was Worldwide Developer Conference. For Apple was yesterday. And one of the things that I think went really under the radar there was they are now, starting with iOS 13, is going to be compatible with PlayStation and Xbox controllers.
Yeah.
And that, who saw that coming? And what does that mean?
Well, you
good for them for finally giving up on that.
And
those prototypes that were out there were brutal.
And you can, from what I understand, you can already stream your PlayStation to your phone on
with the PlayStation
local,
app.
Yeah,
really
on local
on your local
internet.
network.
Yeah,
and I think Xbox.
So that makes sense.
I think was holding out on we're using. I think the hell is their thing called Surface tablets.
Yeah,
but that was also on any PC through the Xbox application.
I think any PC, but I don't think they were doing iOS platform.
I guess what I'm saying is that could be for current stuff, or that could be a step towards new stuff.
Right.
We don't.
And I think we don't know that yet. I just thought it was interesting that here a week ahead or less than a week ahead of E3, we're getting controller support for.
What's
iOS
the game
devices.
that you played earlier this year? You showed it to us. I'm sorry. The Chrono Trigger creator.
Oh, another Eden.
So technically, when does that happen?
I think it's iOS 13 based. I don't think it's now, but maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's iOS 13.
So later this year, if I want to try that with a controller, maybe that's possible.
Maybe. Whether or not it would work on Apple TV, I'm not sure, but.
Yeah, because they didn't say really TV OS. They said iOS, but I don't know, because there's so many OSs now that I've lost track of everything.
Variables there, but the idea of me being able to pick up a controller and play that is appealing.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out who this Brad Sams guy is. It seems like he's just a journalist.
No, well, yes, he is a journalist, but he's notorious.
First of all, it's Sam Brads.
Oh, okay.
And second of all, you can never trust a guy with 2 first names.
No.
Sam's? That's not a first name.
Well, there's
no
2
one's
of
named
them.
Sam's. Hi, my name is Sam's. Sorry.
Shams Sharania. There's Shams.
I'm sorry if anyone out there is named Sam's.
Sam's. Sorry to the plural.
I'm unsubscribing.
But yeah, he's known for having an inside view on Microsoft.
Okay, so according to him, Halo Infinite gameplay at E3 2019 is a next generation game to be demoed with a PC and Xbox controller. 3 new Microsoft IPs to be announced, xCloud to be focus of the show. It does best Google's previously announced 10.7 teraflops.
Okay. You know, if there was anybody out there saying this that I would believe on a Microsoft thing, it'd probably be this guy. So that sounds plausible.
Yeah, and I know we kind of flew off there. I'm sorry, but
it's fine. Yeah.
I think whatever the solution is, whatever the next iteration of Xbox is, we see it for sure.
Oh, I think that's a guarantee.
Man, I don't know, but
I honestly think that they're done with this generation. I think they spend about a half hour on this current generation and then it's done.
Okay.
That's my maybe 45 minutes because I think they're going 2 hours. But I don't think they spend a lot of time on this generation at all. Unless they have a lot of... My only thought is if they might go a little bit longer because there's no Sony, that there might be more third parties wanting that stage time and that they're going to use Microsoft stage time for it.
I came into this thinking there's no way, but you guys are kind of swaying me.
The Phil Spencer wants the metric gone.
Yeah.
This is his legacy. And he seems to be, I don't know, every time he talks, he's like, nah, everybody owns a PlayStation. I love my PlayStation. I own a PlayStation. And through gritted teeth every time.
Right.
You can tell he's trying to be nice. There's even a business partnership
he's
now with Sony.
He's playing from behind, so he has to, yeah.
Online connectivity. Yeah, of course, we love it. Yeah. You know, I'm Phil Spencer. I love everybody. But that dude, he wants to win the horsepower war. He wants to win the install base war. He wants to move.
Yeah.
And I guess for him, I see him as a shark that smells blood.
Yeah.
That's my opinion, especially with Sony. They're taking a victory lap, man, and good on them because they fucking dominated.
Oh, beyond
these exclusives that just kept rolling out and continue to roll out. They got 4 exclusives right now. They could probably show me 15 minutes each, and I'd be like, yeah.
All they did that last year.
Yeah. Again, if they could do it again, and I'd be like, I'm playing all 4 of these. Yeah. Whether or not I like them all, I don't know, but I'm gonna play all 4 of these for sure. So I can't tell you I'm gonna play 4 first-party Xbox games.
I hope that those 3 new IP that were in that are those kind of things.
And maybe they will be, especially with all the studios that they've onboarded. But they've been real loose-lipped about this next thing. Now we need to know, is this a cloud solution or is this another PC box in our home? And I don't know the answer to that. I would, as we talk about it, I'm starting to thinking that this is an OnLive that's good.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I'm starting to think more and more that Xbox, we're already going to get Game Pass on PC. It's already been announced. We already have an Xbox app or Xbox store now on Nintendo. It just seems to me like they're going in the direction of, we're going to make some hardware, but in all reality, we're going to be a storefront and we're going to be an app that this is where you play your games from. The hardware is going to be there, but it's not going to be the focus of their install base. Their focus is going to be, how do we get the Xbox app everywhere?
Yeah.
And I think that's the direction that they're really going to go, because that, to them, that storefront, I think, means more than anything. So I think they're going to make a big push against, I shouldn't say against Steam, but that's against, they're going to be a competitor to Steam, Epic Game Store, all of them.
You guys remember when Stewie was looking through the big hole in the Griffin's house? I don't like change.
I don't like change.
I'm a little like I say this like begrudgingly because I would prefer that they make like a really nice, high fidelity, great user experience box and put it in my home.
Yeah.
Because streaming is unproven. It also means that physical media may go away. So there's lots of reasons why I'm not excited about this.
Me either.
But that's probably where they're going.
For me, I'm with you. You have to reframe your brain around, don't be excited about the hardware or whatever, but be excited about the games and the capability of what's coming for the games and what it means for that. Because there's a lot more that's going to come out of this.
And I'm looking to see what, I don't know. There's been PS5 leaks, but like we still don't know what GPU's in there, and I guess I'm just curious how Sony reacts to this too.
Yep.
I feel like I still have yet to see what a next gen game looks like either. Like what is it? What is that graphics step? Like what does it look like? So I feel like every year it's always like every time there's a change, like that's what that looks like.
We need to see the next Forza.
That's that's the thing. So that's I guess when we announce Forza 8, or is that what we're on? Is Forza 8 probably an Xbox One game, and then the next Forza is, or I don't know, is it?
With 5, I think they did both, or was it 4? Whichever one it was, I think they did both.
Well, but then we've got one that's due this fall.
Yeah,
and we're not getting a new console this fall. That's not. If we do, I'd be shocked. But
I would almost, if this is my bold prediction or whatever, I guarantee I would like, if you, I mean, we could take bets now. I don't know, and I could look like, hey, gambling's legal in Illinois now, fellas. But if there's action and it's a good return, I would put $100 down that console ships holiday 2020.
Okay.
I would put hard cash down on that.
I'm gonna say before then.
You think?
I think it's.
But if it doesn't come out this holiday, then it's got to come out the following holiday.
Nintendo had a pretty damn good launch in March.
Microsoft's not going to do that. They report to too many shareholders.
It depends on which quarter they need help with, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of I
can't imagine like a majority stakes representative at a table says like, "Oh yeah, March."
Unless they have a really weak first quarter of
but they've got to get out ahead of this. Look at what they did with the 360 compared to what they made sure they took a hit by pushing that RAM out there, that shitty RAM that they had, but look at what it did for them in the install base of the 360. You get it out of there, you get it out ahead of everybody, you might be okay.
I can't, and I think Sony's hubris lost them that war as much as Microsoft's aggressive nature. Like it's not always the successes of the other as much as it is the failures of the other.
Well, but I think we might be on that same pace though, because if it depends on what solution they go with of how Xbox wants to do this. But if they're going to shove all their computing in the cloud and be like, yep, our device isn't going to be full of all this extra stuff, and we're going to be able to do this on the back end, then they might be able to push it out there at a cheaper rate, because we're already looking at this massive device that's coming out from Sony. They're talking about this new SSD technology that they've got. You're telling me that thing's going to come in less than $6?
It better.
It makes me nervous.
This is all speculative.
It's all speculative, but
I would say that I guess now that you say that though, I bet both consoles holiday 2020. If I was going to bet, I would put it there.
My only thought would be, I don't think I would go March. I mean, I said March with Nintendo, but I'm going to say that they're going to go September of 2020, because I think they're going to try to get a little bit ahead.
It just feels like a September.
It feels like a September.
Feels
like a September. Yeah.
Two things I'll never forget. The announcement for the 20 gig and 60 gig PS3s at $500 to $600, and being like, I don't know who's going to buy that. I am, but like who's crazy enough to actually buy that?
I bought the $600 one, still sitting on a shelf.
And then Jack Trenton saying used games, rent games. Yeah. Those are the turning points. Mm-hmm. Like, we're out a year late and we cost $200 more, but we're PlayStation, right? You guys love us, right? And then hey, Xbox, DRM use games. Go fuck yourself. Like, that's it. Yep. Like, that's it. I'll never forget those. So,
yeah. Are we due for a flip-flop?
Yeah, will we have that moment this year of like, well, that's what Sony doesn't even have. It's kind of smart. Like, they don't even have the opportunity to screw up because they're not coming.
They're just like,
genius.
Yeah, they're like, we're going to do this PlayStation 5 thing. We're going to do it on our own terms. We've leaked a few things just to kind of get people excited about it, but that's about it.
Is that Microsoft?
The only other things I have, just of games I think we'll see there, The Outer Worlds. That's a Obsidian game. Microsoft owns Obsidian now, but The Outer Worlds is not exclusive.
Cross-platform, right?
No, it's going to be.
I don't think so.
I think Outer Worlds should be out this year.
Actually, yes.
What do you
did
mean?
say.
Yeah, so it'll be PS4, PC, because this was all the licensing deals were done before Microsoft bought them. But I guarantee this is going to be on their stage because I think Outer Worlds is out this year. I just don't. It doesn't have a date yet, but I'm pretty sure it's out this year. Game Informer did a pretty big piece on that a couple months ago.
I'm excited to play.
I think it looks pretty cool. I
like those kind of games.
Then the other game I have that I couldn't even find it. I tried Googling it. Remember that game that had all the neon stuff?
The Last Night.
Yeah, we ever going to see that again? Because I feel like that was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, what they have a tendency, like Cuphead was on their stage like 6 years before it came out, so they have a tendency to put indie stuff out there pretty early.
So do you guys have any other predictions, or do you want Xbox? Yeah, I've got.
Go ahead, guys. I've got two. That's it.
Okay, well, I'll just hit them. So I've got September 2020 as a release date for xCloud or whatever it's called. And then my other prediction for at least console related things is that the new Xbox is just called Xbox.
Okay.
I think they just call it Xbox because you can't call it a 2, you can't call it a 5, you can't call it anything else. They screwed up when they called it the 1.
xCloud's pretty good.
I don't know if they'll continue with that. I don't know. I think they're just going to go Xbox and just be like, this is our brand now. I mean, just the iPhone is the iPhone. Like,
yeah, but those are numbered too.
They're like internally numbered, right?
Well, I mean, they iterate on stuff. But like you're holding an 8?
I'm holding an 8. Okay, well, I shouldn't say iPhone. Sorry, I shouldn't say an iPhone. iPads are now, there is no numbering of iPads anymore.
So are we going to get an Xbox 2020?
Maybe.
In parentheses, 2020.
So an Xbox Pro?
Maybe. Xbox 10.8 Pro.
Yeah.
What did they do for the 360? Elite, right?
There was the Elite.
Core and Elite.
And then there was an
buddy,
S.
you want to talk about that era? I got you covered.
Yeah.
I even remember the SKU number.
Oh, there was an S, and then there was what was after the S? There was one more after the S. Because remember when Don Matrick said, if you don't like the idea of always being online, we have a solution for you. It's the Xbox 360. And it was their new model that they'd thrown out there. Oh, what was that called?
There was a Super Slim.
There was a Super Slim?
Yeah.
Was that what it was then?
I think that's what... Or am I thinking... Maybe I'm thinking of PS3. Yeah, I'm thinking of PS3.
Yeah, there was the very last Xbox 360. It wasn't an S because the S had the glossy finish on it, and it had kind of that like.
I think it was still an S, but maybe
they changed it.
Yeah,
it was different though.
But anyway,
it had a different model. Anyway, yeah.
Anything else?
I've got other stuff game wise, but I don't know if you guys had anything else console specific.
Not console specific.
No. I think that they will announce it, and it will not be called Anaconda or Scarlet as the leaks have suggested. Yeah, I bet they'll ditch. Even if it was going to be one of those, they've changed it now.
Yeah, I do like Scarlet though. I think that's a cool name.
That doesn't sound like a.
It doesn't sound like a console. No, but it'd be a cool thing.
Neither does Wii U or anything.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. I just wrote down teraflops at one point. That's all I wrote.
There's going to be mention of teraflops.
I think there's going to be many mentions of teraflops.
Free burrito every time you hear teraflops.
Yeah. Oh yeah, try to tweet that. That did not work at all. Did you try that at all during the NBA Finals? Oh God. I got a tweet. I got a text back like 3 hours later. It was like from Chipotle. And it was like, sorry, like, if you'd like to stay on our mailing list. I'm like, what? No. Like, I just wanted a burrito.
Anyway, you get a free taco.
That's true. We do get a free taco now. Steal a game, steal a taco.
Oh, yeah.
It's the 18th, I think.
And it's like from like 2 to 4 p.m. on a random Thursday. That's how it works. Yeah.
Of course.
So, anyway, yeah. Caleb, you want to hit us up with some of your other predictions?
I already said the Gears one. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to see a Perfect Dark.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Rare Perfect Dark? Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
I like that.
I don't know. I think there's going to be like a very high fidelity Perfect Dark.
Okay. Sure.
I also think we're going to see, it's been long rumored, but I think we're going to see whatever the next Fable is.
Yeah.
And then I think we're going to see, here's my prediction. I'm pretty sure we're going to see whatever the Battletoads thing is.
Oh yeah, that thing's been.
My prediction is it's going to look it's either going to look like incredible, like, oh my God, like this is Battletoads, this looks awesome, or it's going to look like absolute garbage and nowhere in between.
It's just going to be like a side scroller that like they slap together after like years of just like, well, I guess we'll do this instead.
It's not going to be one of those games where you look at and you're like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Nope. One extreme or the other.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I think you're right there. It's going to go one extreme or the other.
And then I just wrote down Conquer because I couldn't think of a fifth one.
Oh, okay. Because I sent out some requirements. I said 5 for the major ones and 3 for the developers. Anyway, Jason, what do you got?
We've covered everything on my list but one. I bet that Final Fantasy VII is at this.
Is that the Xbox?
Xbox, yeah.
Ooh,
and
that's kind of bold, yeah.
Yeah, actually. I bet as a you know, like, well, we gave you a stage. We're giving you a stage. Come over here. We'll give you a stage. You're cross-platform. I know you're a longtime Sony partner, but stage. And so yeah, I bet Final Fantasy.
Well, Kingdom Hearts was there last year, and they've been typically Sony exclusive.
I do have a Final Fantasy prediction, but I'll keep it.
I do too.
I have another one from the Square presser, but I bet we see some extensive gameplay and a presence there.
Yeah. So I've got the other things I have for Xbox is I think we're going to see Resident Evil 8 on an Xbox stage.
I hope you're right.
I think it'll be probably early 2020 or early 2020 release. I think
Do you think Resident Evil 8 will be first person or third person?
I think they'll go back. I think they'll stick with first person. I think they're going to stick with the 7 engine and probably kind of go with that model or with that style, at least. It's my thought. But since it was successful.
Jason, what do you think? This is a bonus prediction.
I bet they they take a crack at the first person thing one more time before they go back to over the shoulder. But I bet they then refresh like that 4 or 5 style after this. I bet.
I think 2 was so successful, the remake of 2, I think maybe they'll stick with third person.
Yeah. It could go either way.
Yeah.
Half a dozen, 6 in the other.
Or they could go every other year and develop 1 first person and 1 third person. That would be great. I'd be on board with that.
Keep going, Capcom. Good for you.
Keep Capcom. You keep Capcomming. The other thing I have is an action RPG from Ninja Theory featuring a female protagonist.
Gee, I wonder where you got that one from. It's oddly specific.
Yeah. And then I think we're gonna see. I think the one EA thing we'll see there is Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, we could.
I just seems like something.
Yeah, man, you're right. Like, it is super weird just being like, this is the only place for third parties to get their stuff out there. This is the one. If you want to show something, it has to be at Microsoft's.
Yeah, and I think from what we've seen of that game, I think that game looks great. I just don't know when that game is.
It does have a release date.
It does?
Yeah, it's November something.
November
6th or something like that.
Oh, good.
But yeah.
I'm glad it is this year. Okay. All right. So that's Xbox. On to Bethesda.
Okay. We're going in chronological
I'm going in chronological order of the actual events. So Sunday night, we have Bethesda. Confirmed things that they have told us in the past. We have Wolfenstein Youngblood, which is out this summer.
Yeah, July?
I think July 7th or something goofy like that. I'm probably wrong on the date, but it is July.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's July.
Doom Eternal, which is this year, but doesn't have a date. Am I correct?
I don't even know if it's this. They've said it's this year.
Okay, maybe they haven't even said it's this year. And then we have the title cards for Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield.
So there's a rumor floating around that they're going to spend a big chunk of time on Starfield, and it is out this year.
Wow.
I would be shocked if that's the case, because it didn't seem like it was anywhere close, but maybe they've been working on it in secret for a really long time.
Yeah, it could be. I always thought that. I guess everything I'd heard about that game was that it's like a 2022 game,
right?
But maybe it is. I mean, as far as we know, it's a title card,
right? I didn't put that as one of my predictions because I don't think it's going to be.
Yeah.
But that's just something that's floating around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So nothing really to talk about there, I guess, other than Doom will probably be fall.
I don't know.
It just seems like otherwise they're going to have really nothing this year to release.
Yeah.
They'll have an Elder Scrolls Online update, and somebody from the crowd is going to be super excited about it. But
do you think they'll have Andrew WK again?
I hope so.
Well, so that my prediction is we're going to get Andrew WK back who's going to introduce some wacky Rage 2 DLC.
I'd take that.
Okay. My other, I think Wolfenstein 3. I think we see that this year.
I don't think it comes out this year, but I think we see footage of what a Wolfenstein
new adventure for BJ and the gang.
I wouldn't think that just because they already have Youngblood for this year.
Yeah, I just think they'll announce it. And it'll be, hey, this is coming next year.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a quick teaser type thing. Okay. Something violent, something violent and wild but not wacky like Rage 2 wacky. And then I think we're also going to have a Fallout 76 apology and make good.
Okay. I also have a Fallout 76 prediction. I think they're going to announce that it's free to play.
That would fall under make good. Yeah. But I think you're right. I think that makes perfect sense to make it free to play at this point. I think they were trying to give it away. At least many of the retailers that had physical copies were trying to give it away.
Right. Yeah.
I think there was at one point like, hey, buy 2 games, get Fallout 76 free. Like,
I don't even think it was 2 games. It was like buy a controller and get this game.
Yeah, I think you're not wrong. It was like early first quarter. Yeah, I was like, how the hell do we get rid of this thing?
Yeah.
I bet that they spent my one prediction for Fallout 76 is that they spent way too much time on it.
Okay.
Like
I can see that.
Between the apology and then what we're fixing and this is the content rollout and this is the plan and I bet they'll just they're
gonna spend like 15 minutes on it.
And I'll just pass out from disappointment.
Yeah. What else do you guys have for Bethesda? Anything?
I think we're gonna see a new Arcane IP.
Arcane, like Dishonored?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
okay. Dishonored.
Not Dishonored. Not Dishonored.
From Arcane Studios,
but new IP.
Yeah, a new IP, a new game of theirs.
Interesting.
Yep. I bet that happens. I bet they're working on something brand spanking new.
Okay.
All right. Caleb, anything else for Bethesda?
This is another rumor that I saw, but I kind of like it.
Okay.
Fallout 3 remastered.
You know, go back to what works for you.
Yeah.
Did I give you that lunchbox?
Yeah.
Good.
I have the bobblehead sitting on my desk at work.
Excellent. Oh, that's where you got that?
Yeah.
Great.
Great.
Fantastic.
All right. Anything else for Bethesda? I feel like this Bethesda is either going to be it's either going to be flat or they're going to come out with a bunch of shit that we weren't expecting.
Well, was it 2 years ago where it was just like announcement,
banger,
and then last year was like Andrew WK and panic.
Yeah. It was like, hey, remember we've got these games in the hopper. Okay.
Well, the thing that I like about Bethesda is they generally keep your expectations in check on release windows.
Mm-hmm.
Like Todd Howard was pretty clear about when they showed the title cards for Starfield and Elder Scrolls. He was like, hey guys, these are not coming soon. But otherwise, they generally try to stick to stuff that's relevant for this year or. But the thing is, those
title cards made big headlines.
So, yeah,
and it was kind of like, okay, I guess they're not. There's no window on those at all. Yeah. But
I think Todd Howard's body language alone will be interesting this year. Like that was a I don't know. He's a revered man. Like that community respects him, dare I say loves him, and Fallout 76 is not what
not anybody.
It's not what he promised. He did try to keep the expectations in check even last year a little bit, but it's so bad. Like he still overpromised.
When a lot of that stuff leaked, and there were, like you were saying with the Google stuff, if that stuff gets out beforehand, you kind of know what the crowd reaction is going to be at your press conference. And that stuff leaked a little bit last year, and everybody was super disappointed.
And so now, like, I know he's still going to be Todd Howard, and he has plenty to be confident about. Like, it's just one game, really. But it'll be, how he presents these projects and talks about Fallout 76 is all very interesting to me.
Yeah.
Like, does he look like a dog with the tail between his legs, or is he, we're going to fix this. It's going to be free to play. We got a plan. You'll love this. Like, this is Rainbow Six Siege. You're going to love it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So next up is Ubisoft. So things we know about at this point from Ubi would be, which it's confirmed but not fully confirmed, but Watch_Dogs 3 London.
I think that's a pretty safe bet.
I think it's a pretty safe confirmation.
Legion, right?
Legion, yeah. Watch Dogs 3 Legion,
okay.
yeah. Yeah, I said London, but it's Legion. I think we Skull and Bones.
They have a really bad tendency of leaking things like the week before E3.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm in on a Watch Dogs 3.
Sure, absolutely.
Sure. I thought 2 was pretty damn entertaining.
I liked 1.
I did too. I mean, yeah. So I guess going back to 1, yeah, but I think 2 was better than 1, and yeah. So yeah, sure. Give me another Watch Dogs. I'm down.
Post Brexit.
Yeah. Which Brexit's even canceled now, so it's kind of like, sure,
whatever. It's fine.
We live in a post-Brexit world. It's fine. Skull and Bones?
No, I don't think that'll be there.
No, really?
No, because they delayed it.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, it's delayed till next year now.
How many delays is that thing going to go through?
Like 1 million. So
I didn't know it got delayed.
Yep. So I don't think it'll be there, because otherwise it'll just remind people that they delayed it.
Hey, remember we delayed this thing.
Yeah.
And I also heard a rumor that they've also are not going to bring Beyond Good and Evil 2 this year.
I hope that's wrong.
I mean, this will be, because they showed some stuff. I mean, this will be year 3.
That footage was rough.
That footage was really rough last year.
That was, I know I feel like that one had like a watermark, like a severe watermark on it in my memory, like beta, like it was angled, and it was like
this is like pre-alpha.
It's like a Getty Images watermark on it.
A camera shooting a screen, so that you have to look through 3 different filters.
It was like, I was like, am I watching this at a press conference? Yeesh.
Yeah, that was rough.
I could see it though, like especially if they're gearing up for like a next year launch, then maybe they skip this year to really push next year. I don't know.
And supposedly we have no AC this year.
So I think we will see AC, but for next year.
For next gen.
That's one of my
and probably next gen. So we'll get a Unity style game. Woohoo!
Oh man.
Unity wasn't
It looked fine.
Very good. But it wasn't the worst either.
It was just a glitchy.
And they actually patched it. So if you played it anywhere like a couple of months after release, you were probably fine.
You're okay.
The wind up there, Caleb, like you were going to defend Unity. Hey, like, Unity wasn't that good. It's just like common knowledge. Like, yeah, I'm sure.
Like they made it free, I mean, recently. So
it did look nice.
Yeah.
I remember Unity looking nice. So I think there is value in a Ubisoft partnership, especially in 2020, like on a stage, next gen console. Like Assassin's Creed games look nice.
They do.
So it'll be like
always do.
Ooh.
So there's something, I guess. Do we see the next version of Assassin's Creed on a Google stage? Do we see it on a?
I bet we see games on Thursday.
Oh, we probably will.
Really?
Yeah, I do. And whether these are already announced things or not, like I bet they are going to be like.
Google's got money to throw at people.
They is talking about Assassin's Creed, like they did that Odyssey thing, like for free, a brand new game because they're Google and they own everything for free.
Yeah,
like who else could have done that? We're going to test our service with a game that launched last week. Here you go.
Huh?
Yeah, who else could do that?
Microsoft could have done that.
Yeah,
but they don't.
But they don't.
You know,
well, they kind of do. Like in some ways they do. Like they're putting like all their new stuff on Game Pass.
Yeah,
right now. That's kind of similar.
Yeah, but they're still getting paid for it. They're still getting paid $10 a month.
Right, but it's not like It's kind of like they're throwing stuff out there.
Yeah,
they're throwing money at it so that they're taking a loss so that they look good.
Yes,
is what I'm trying to say.
It depends on how you define loss.
But I think I think that's the future. What they're thinking of those games, though, in general, is just how do we create this service mentality that everything's. I mean, Netflix.
Yeah, that's the easy example.
They're creating content all the time. Some of it's hit or miss. Some stuff is
lately it's been pretty
nothing but miss. But yeah, I mean they're going to spend a shit ton of money on Stranger Things. Same thing with a Gears or whatever else. Yeah. But then in turn they get people to spend that money on stuff. So I don't know. Other than that, what else does Ubisoft have that is a kind of a guarantee?
I don't think there's anything guaranteed.
That's what I mean of things we know. Yeah. Otherwise, it seems like we're going to have Watch Dogs 3, and that's about it that we know of. Because if Skull and Bones is delayed and Beyond Good and Evil is nowhere near ready for prime time,
there will be a new Rayman.
Okay.
Prediction.
So now we're in predictions because we have nothing else. I have a bold prediction. I think that I don't think we see a Just Dance this year. I think.
After the pandas last year,
I mean, it every year opens with Just Dance. I think we're gonna go Sans Just Dance.
I hope you're wrong.
I'm just thinking or we might go Sans Just Dance.
I hope they all dance in and Aisha Tyler is on a throne and they carry her in.
So this is what I wrote down about Aisha Tyler. I just said Aisha Tyler goes for the record. What record? I don't know, but if she's going for a record of something. Most hosting times, I don't.
Oh, I thought you meant like she's gonna try to get a record like on stage, like
that's
most
what
people
I just wrote.
Jumping at the same time.
So at this point, I don't know what I mean.
Okay,
I just wrote that she goes for the record.
Yes, Caleb, that is accurate.
So yeah, interpret it how you will.
I like this. Let's just throw out very vague predictions so that we can shoehorn them in later.
But goes for the record is kind of its own weird thing. Like I don't know. Like that's what I wrote. So
that's her third joint. Nailed it.
Yeah. I think it keeps the rumors in and out all the time about Splinter Cell.
I bet we see Sam.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd also put money down on that too. I bet they end the press conference with those the three lights, and we see Sam fuck people up.
Is it a this gen game or next gen game?
This gen.
See, I don't
cross gen. Unfortunately,
I feel like we're not going to know that a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. We're just going to get the trailer, and then it's not going to have logos.
Yeah,
at the end,
I think I agree. Yeah. Well, and especially if there's no official PlayStation 5 logo or whatever the new.
I also bet it's a full reboot, and they call it Splinter Cell.
I agree. I think you're right. I think it's just it's a young Sam Fisher like starting out or something like that. Like it's not old.
like a Tomb Raider style reboot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good way of painting the picture I'm trying to describe.
Yeah. I think we also see a few minutes on like a big update for Rainbow Six.
Sure.
Why not take a victory lap?
Right.
Yeah, I think it's just like, oh, hey, and here's what the next season of content is for Rainbow Six.
We'll see. We'll probably see a bunch of Breakpoint.
Oh, that's right. Tom Clancy's Breakpoint.
Yes.
Or what is it? Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Yeah. I forgot they had that event earlier in the year, and I just forgot that was Ubi for whatever reason. Yeah, you're right. So we'll see a good amount of that. I bet they spend probably 8 to 10 minutes on that. Yeah. That'll be their big release.
Wildlands got pretty big, like surprisingly big.
Yeah, that's to say, I wouldn't be surprised to see a good amount of time on that. Anything else for Ubi for you guys?
Nope.
All right. Square. So Square is Monday night. Taking that Sony slot. So right now of Square things that I think are confirmed, we know that they are going to show the Avengers game there, whatever that is. We don't know what that is yet. My only thought is that Disney is promoting it, that they're releasing it there, which makes me think it's actually better than what I'm expecting, because Disney's not going to throw their name behind it if it's not actually good.
They've been working on this for a long time.
And this is proper Crystal D.
Yeah.
So this wasn't that shitty developer that threw together the last Tomb Raider game.
Right.
So this has some potential to be pretty good. So I'm excited to see what that is.
Yeah.
You got your Final Fantasy VII.
That feels like a November game to me. Just what it feels like.
I wonder, is it a this year game?
I think so.
It should be. I hope it is, but I think you're right. It isn't. That's a first week in November game. I'm going up against Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which we didn't talk about that. I mean, where's that? Does that go on a stage now? does Xbox say
yeah,
screw you?
It would have to be because it has to be Xbox. I bet it is. I bet it's on the Xbox stage. We get a trailer
bet it's
or something.
Not the presence that it used to be.
No, but there's a trailer.
There'll be a trailer probably, yeah. Because otherwise Activision's going to be like, where do we show that? I mean, they had an event last week, but it was, I mean, it's not going to get the eyes on it that an E3 is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, I forgot about that. So, we got your Final Fantasy VII stuff.
We will see. There. We will. Here's my prediction on this. Mm-hmm. We will see some gameplay from this, and we will still not get a release date on it.
Is it still episodic?
Ooh, I don't know.
So that's my prediction. We do get a release date.
Okay.
Episode 1 this year.
This year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's, yeah, so it stays episodic and episode 1 this fall. That makes sense.
I'm not saying that once episode 1 comes out, it won't be panned and be a total disaster and then not finish.
Right.
If that were to be a prediction. But I bet episode 1 ships this year.
I just wonder how if they're going to ship episodic, how many episodes are there, and then now you've got a developed thing on a past console, because I can't imagine this thing's going to come out in the last 2 episodes of it are going to come out in this generation.
Like I said,
they actually
disaster.
Disaster. They might actually. They've done that before. So the Final Fantasy 13 trilogy, like the Xbox One was out, and they still released the 3rd game in that trilogy on the 360.
I mean, Final Fantasy 12 came out. I played the Final Fantasy 12 on a PS3, which was dumb.
Yeah.
But that's Square for you. Square's going to Square. Other things on the only other thing I have, I think, confirmed from Square, at least Dying Light 2.
Oh, right. I kind of forgot about that.
I think that's a next-gen game.
I'm not sure.
Or
they did show
the stuff that they were showing from that game. I remember thinking that game was like, oh, that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and it was
pretty ambitious from what I saw.
Yeah, very ambitious and looked very nice for being as ambitious as it was. So that makes me think that's a next-gen game. But then, yeah, and then yeah. Other than that, I can't think of what else Square-wise. Can you think of anything else Square-wise that's confirmed?
Not really.
I couldn't either. So yeah, prediction-wise, I guess for Square. Jason, you want to go first on this one?
That was it.
Oh, that was
Final Fantasy 7. That was my prediction. I just threw it out there since we were talking about it.
Caleb, you want to go or
this one's mostly just me being hopeful, but we get a game with Chrono in the name.
Just get a name with Chrono.
I don't know what the second
Chrono Saga. It's probably Chrono Saga.
Cross trigger sandal.
But what if it's Chrono Crush Saga?
Sponsored by the soda.
Or like the Candy Crush. It's who makes Candy Crush again? King Games. Yeah, it's gonna be a cross.
I mean, they do have all the billions, so sure.
I have a couple things. I think we maybe see a preview of a new Yoko Taro game. Okay. Whether it's another Nier,
developer of Nier.
Yeah.
For those
yeah. And then I think we see a Final Fantasy Switch port, like another an 8. Or something goofy like that.
See, that's the weird thing is the 8 is the one they didn't do, which makes me think that something's wrong there. Like they don't have the code to do it or something like that.
So I think I heard something goofy like that they lost some of the code for 8, like the original code.
That wouldn't surprise me because the port to Steam is basically just, from what I understand, just like an emulated thing.
Yeah, so I think we see some sort of other Final Fantasy port to the Switch, and I don't
know what's left.
Did 12 ever come to Switch?
I guess 12. I don't think 12 is on Switch, but everything else I think
13
is on.
Never did.
Maybe what would be really cool is if they did like a collection, like 1 through 6 collection on Switch. That'd be awesome.
You could do something like that. I just for some odd reason I'm feeling a port going to the Switch. Another thing, and then I think we see some Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC. Official stuff. There's been some stuff from the lead director.
3.2 final exclamation point mix over 8.
So yeah, we could see that too. We could see a 3.15. Maybe they just go full pi and they just go 3.14.
Was that the Dead Rising DLC that did that a few years ago?
Yeah.
It was like extra awesome Omega Force.
Yeah, it was Dead Rising. Dead Rising 3 Alpha EX5. Yeah.
And that was actually, back to your point, that was the it's out now. That was
Oh,
one of
really?
those.
Yeah, they did one of those. That was pretty funny. So yeah, the director's already said there's going to be DLC for it. I think it's just we actually get to see what it is and what it's called and that stuff. So okay. Nintendo. So Tuesday morning, we're now on Nintendo. We've got a few things already confirmed. So we've got Luigi's Mansion 3. We've got Pokemon Sword and Shield, which there is a Nintendo Direct specifically for Sword and Shield on Thursday.
It's actually, I think it's tomorrow.
Oh, it is the 5th? It's the 5th? Okay. I couldn't remember if it was the 5th or the 6th. We've got Mario Maker 2, which just had its own specific Direct a couple weeks ago. But I mean, I can't imagine they don't hit on that when it comes out in 2 weeks. We've got the Zelda one, the remake thing that they did. What's that called?
Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening. They're doing that remake. I can't remember. Is Animal Crossing officially been announced?
I don't know.
Yes.
Has it been announced?
There was like a title card and that's it. Yeah.
Okay. So I think we'll probably see that.
It was literally like the Animal Cross logo and it was like Switch or something.
That'll almost definitely be
and these are all
the biggest part of their...
And that's what I can imagine. Yeah. That's going to be probably the biggest part of this. So you look at that, that's 5 big games for Nintendo this fall.
They're kind of
or summer fall.
They kind of took a year off and they stocked up.
Yeah, and it was like, man, they got some bangers. And in all reality, they were supposed to have Metroid Prime, but that got shelved. Well, I shouldn't say shelved, rebooted from the ground up. So, other things, anything else for Nintendo? I mean, they've talked about Bayonetta 3 in the past, but I feel like that was kind of one of those title cards, but it's also been like it's also hanging out there. But Bayonetta 2 was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, you think, they ported it to the Switch.
I feel like we see it.
Yeah.
I bet I bet they feel like they owe it to us, to be honest.
I mean, Platinum's, I never understand what Platinum's working on anyway. I mean, what
aren't they working on?
What if they picked up that game?
Vanquish 2.
Yeah, they have not done Vanquish 2. That is for sure.
Take my money.
Really? You like Vanquish that much?
Oh my God.
I didn't like Vanquish.
What? Were you high? Of course, you're always high. Drugged out loser.
Who officially owns the rights to that Platinum Microsoft game, the Dragon game? Like, I feel like that game.
Oh yeah, the one Scalebound.
Didn't that get picked up?
No.
So that was the rumor, was that Nintendo is picking that up and finishing it for the Switch.
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah, I was just thinking. I was like, is that a thing? Like, could they pick that up and finish that? That just seems like an opportunity to just be like, yep, we bought this game that was 85% complete, and we'll throw it out there, see what happens. They've got a good enough relationship with Platinum that they could probably do that. I just don't know how much money Microsoft dumped into it.
Who knows?
And who has the rights? I guess at this point, I don't know. But yeah, other than that, any other random predictions for Nintendo?
I have predictions.
I've got a few too. Because Animal Crossing was a prediction, but I couldn't remember if it was official or not, so I threw that.
If it is a prediction, it's the safest prediction of all time.
Right? Yeah, I know. I was like, I have 6, so I'm good.
Mine are all gonna not happen. Mine are irresponsible.
Okay, good.
Ready for irresponsible?
Yes, I like irresponsible.
All right, GTA 5 coming to a Switch near you. That one right there.
They did Mortal Kombat 11. That's not crazy.
3, count them, 3 Xbox titles available now.
That's not crazy either.
What do you mean by Xbox title? Like,
so like
Halo?
Yeah, like Master Chief Collection, Cuphead.
Cuphead is available.
Oh, is it?
Cuphead is also available on a Tesla now.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Well, I don't know how you control
it. The $2,000 annual tax in Illinois to an electronic vehicle. But,
oh God.
And then my last one, which is like, you could probably get me to buy a Switch with this one. So that's how much it won't happen.
Manhunt 3.
3.
Manhunt 2 came out on a Wii.
I mean, well. Yes. That's not incorrect.
But I gave you another prediction, basically.
I mean, I guess if you told me that was coming out on only Android, I'd go buy an Android phone or a tablet or something. Donkey Kong Country, full reboot, Switch, because of the Rare partnership.
Oh, okay.
Although, actually, sorry.
Rare
thinking about that, Nintendo Rare. That's not a thing anymore.
No, Microsoft owns Rare.
Yeah, Microsoft owns Nintendo owns the Donkey Kong Country stuff.
So right. So it's not a Rare thing
because they've had a couple recently, the past couple years of country games.
Yeah, like Tropical Freeze and those. But I would like
just
to see
a Donkey Kong Country.
So you know what? So your three Xbox games, I think, that come out on as part of that Xbox app, I think you see Rare Replay.
Oh yeah,
that would be that would be an interesting one. I think you get Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Okay,
I just wanted you to say it.
Not gonna do it.
And I'm trying to think of what the third game would be. I think there's got to be a third
Master Chief Collection.
No. I'm trying to think of like of an old.
Folks just so sure about everything right now.
Yeah, dang it! I thought I had a third one. It's gone. But I was trying to think of like Xbox exclusive stuff that's kind of more that arcade style that they could put on a Switch, and maybe that The Last Night or whatever it is. I don't know. Something. Yeah,
I'm trying to think of something.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like Xbox specific stuff. Recore. There we go. Just saying Recore.
I forgot about Recore. Wow. Okay.
You should forget about Recore. Okay. Caleb, any other Nintendo specific things you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw out a couple of what these games feel like.
Okay. Oh, good.
Ooh, yeah. All right.
What does Luigi's Mansion feel like?
I think Luigi's Mansion feels like September to me.
Oh, see, I was gonna say I think it's 2 weeks before Halloween. I think they really. I think they Halloween that thing.
That's
up.
pretty good. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. I like that.
I hate to give you credit. That's pretty funny.
See, I'm watching a lot of Disney Channel commercials already in my head.
And then Animal Crossing October. I have written down November, but I made an audible. I'm going October.
I think that's first week of December. I think it's late.
They do have a tendency to do weird.
Smash
December,
came out first week of December. I think Animal Crossing.
In the way that Rockstar doesn't care how they announce something, Nintendo's like, we don't care what's coming out.
Yeah.
Like, these if you're gonna buy it, you're gonna buy it.
This isn't gonna fall into Game of the Year consideration.
Sorry, it's launching on Christmas. Digital only. Fine.
And then my other prediction is we do not see any new hardware. There's no like Switch
Mini.
So I feel like they said that there's that they've already confirmed that.
Have they? Okay.
But one of my predictions is that they release new hardware. It can go against what they said.
Okay. But the only hardware related thing I think they do is more Labo stuff. I think there'll be more Labo.
I have new Labo stuff on mine as well. So they introduced that VR Labo stuff, and I think it's done okay.
I couldn't tell
reviewed well.
Jason, I couldn't tell if that was a cough or a scoff.
It's kind of both, actually. A little bit of both. I got a little cold going.
Gotcha.
The Labo stuff is what it is. So yeah, I had Animal Crossing, new Labo. I think we see some form of new hardware. I don't think it's a Switch Mini. I think it's
Switch Plus.
Yeah, it's something. It's something goofier with like a better battery life and better screen kind of thing. And then like they close out the other ones at like you can pick up the other ones at $250. Like it's still not going to be, you're not going to go down to 200, but we're going to close out the old Switches at 250. And then these will be at 300 now.
Last prediction for me, Pikmin. Pikmin.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's okay. That's it.
I think we see a batch of new Smash characters. I think we see like 3 or 4 new Smash characters.
At least one.
At least one?
Yeah, at least one.
I'm thinking like 3 or 4.
Okay.
Like they'll be like released in like goofy, like one will be released today.
Okay.
And then they'll be like, here's what's coming the rest of the year, like for Smash characters.
Banjo-Kazooie.
I think one of those Smash characters is going to be related to the next game that I think we're going to see a Kingdom Hearts: The Story So Far on Switch, which is all of the games. So it's 1.5 and 2.5, which includes all of the mobile games. And that's available on PlayStation.
How Aqua wound up wherever she went.
Well, no, it's Chain of Memories.
Everything before 3.
Yeah, it's everything before 3. It's Dream Drop Distance. It's 358 over 2 days. It's Birth by Sleep. It's 2, and then 2.8.
And then The World Ends With You, right? That's not.
That's another prediction.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Sorry. Okay.
Actually, yeah, because that's another prediction is that there's a World Ends With You. I think 3 is what they're on.
Wait, so go back to Kingdom Hearts because I think you were going to say.
Oh, so I think one of the Smash characters is Sora.
Donald.
Goofy.
What
am I supposed to say now?
I don't think they can get that license, but I think they can get the Sora license. How funny would it be
if they were just like, and your favorite Kingdom Hearts character coming to Smash?
Chip and Dale.
Yeah. I was going to say, if it's Donald, all he does is just going around the screen and goes, I think we can find some more ingredients over here. And you just want to just immediately throw your Switch across the house. And then my last thing is I think they do a little bit of a Reggie tribute.
Oh, that would make sense.
Like something goofy.
Yeah.
I will remember you.
Yeah. And just with him with
a pizza.
Yeah, Bigfoot pizza. Yeah.
Will you remember me?
And and then I just kind of thought I think the new guy comes out in a Bowser costume. His name's John Bowser.
Doug Bowser.
Doug Bowser.
He's also
his name's Tim Bowser.
He's also not
Jim.
He's not extremely new though.
No, but he's new to the.
Will he be extremely nude?
So, yeah.
Yes.
That's my prediction.
That's Bowser's naked.
Get some. Oh, how about this? How about can we? How about a prediction of a nip slip on one of the stages?
Male or female?
Yes.
I like it.
Phil Spencer disrobes the jacket, goes for the Battletoads shirt, slips off with the jacket.
If Andrew WK comes out shirtless, that counts.
All right. If at any point in this happens when we're watching these press conferences, Caleb is just going to get up, point to the ceiling, and walk out. He's just going to.
Yep. We might as well throw out some stupid predictions just in case.
I know.
Just in case.
I thought mine were pretty stupid.
You're right.
I tried.
Actually, they were like stupid, but also like, no, that actually has a chance happening. I think the only thing that doesn't have a chance happening is Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Let's not write it off.
Let's not write it off. No, like they will make a buck. That's for sure. Rockstar's willing to make a buck on something.
Yeah. What if we see Rockstar? What if we see something from them?
Boy,
are we going conference wide now?
Yeah.
Just entire conference. I can't imagine.
They don't generally do E3 anyway.
No, they don't. What about Rocksteady?
You know, they have to be working on something.
They tweeted out today that they are going to be enjoying the show from London and will not be at the show. But is that one big tease? Is that like, that's kind of like where I went with the Nintendo thing. I'm like, they say they're not going to throw out any hardware, but they're going to release some new hardware. Like it's time for a little bit of a revision, but I don't know. Maybe they are working on a next gen thing that's just like, or they were working on something and it got scrapped. One of the two, I don't know, because it just seems like when was Arkham Knight? That was it.
It's like 20.
And they've said that they're working on something completely new.
Yeah, they said it's not Batman related.
Right.
There was rumors that they were working on a Suicide Squad game at one point, but that kind of fizzled out. So
there's rumors that they've been working on every superhero game.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and it's all been like DC related.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I just hope it's not Superman because I could give 8 shits less about that guy.
You just press the A button and you win.
Right. That's
credits roll.
Pretty much. It's like
it'd be cool if it was like something on more peripheral, like Watchmen or something like that.
Yeah.
I could get behind.
Take like a Green Arrow, like something really wild. Like too many green things because there's Green Lantern, Green Hornet, Green Arrow, like
Green Goblin.
Green Goblin, yeah. Green Goblin's Marvel though, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I have really only one other conference-wide prediction that Cyberpunk dominates.
Okay. That it dominates the news cycle.
Yeah, it'll just be
like it's like the biggest
it'll be
game of the show.
Yeah, and it'll happen. They'll kill it. They'll kill it during Microsoft, and then people will start talking about like the hour and a half they spend with it behind closed doors, and it'll just be like the critical darling, and we won't hear the end of it for the rest of the week. I guarantee that even no matter how exciting everything else is, everybody will be talking about Cyberpunk.
Does Activision have anything else that they show at this? I mean, other than Modern Warfare? I mean, Destiny's got... Destiny just announced their new stuff, and I think it's out today. Their new raid and all that stuff. I know the
raid is today, yeah.
But, I mean, they're on their own now. Well, I shouldn't say Activision, because they're Bungie's on their own now.
Right.
They're no longer part of Activision. So I got that wrong. Does Microsoft announce that they have reacquired Bungie?
Yeah,
That's not outside the realm of possibility,
no,
right?
It's not.
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. Yeah, like, hey,
back to the Phil Spencer thing. Like, if it was anybody else, I feel like the dude's just he's almost too competitive. Like, whether it's a good or a bad thing, I do not think that they like being in second place.
No, I don't think Microsoft doesn't want to be in second place at all,
especially with the way that they got it taken to them. Like, and Sony, they took it to them.
Yeah,
and Microsoft just kept taking it. Just at every turn, like, no, take this. Mm-hmm. Like, we're done, we're dead, we gave up, we were knocked out. No, take more. Like, I don't think he likes that feeling. It just seems like it. So.
Should we do a couple of just random predictions? Like, will there be a car on stage at any point?
Oh gosh, boy, I feel like I should look up real quick, like what I think I've got some stuff from like the past, like of like really wild E3 predictions. But yeah, go ahead. What do you got? Anything?
I'm saying yes to car on stage. What else? What will be the stupidest outfit that we see?
Yeah, I guess what is Phil Spencer's T-shirt going to be?
Yeah, that's a good one,
because he's always got it. I mean, he's going to have his blazer and his T-shirt, but like, yeah. So what does that look like this year? I don't know.
Pac-Man. I don't know.
Pac-Man. I'm trying to think of what he's had in the past.
He did Battletoads one year.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yeah, that was like the big thing of like, oh, Battletoads is coming back.
I bet more than once we see the press conference rooms go totally dark.
Okay.
During a dramatic introduction.
I'll say that Ubisoft does not interview anybody from the audience this year because of how awkward that was last year.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So they specifically stay away from fans.
Yeah. The year before they or maybe it was 2, where they interviewed, I can't remember the main character's name, Evie's brother from Syndicate.
Jacob?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, cosplayer, how's it going? Yeah. Good. You excited? Yes.
Yeah.
So this is last year's my predictions from last year.
Okay.
So maybe we go through these and just see how it was. A hero style battle royale game. Which they've got Rocket something is probably gonna show up somewhere. What's that? Rocket Royale or something?
I don't know.
I don't know. There's something that's being announced. Fortnite something on stage.
Okay.
Do we end up seeing that probably this year?
No, I'm going to say no Fortnite.
No Fortnite on stage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fortnite's old news.
I wrote Mortal Kombat, but not 11.
Okay.
Last year. I was wrong.
Wrong?
Yeah. A new BioShock.
There are constant rumors that there is a BioShock
rumors
in
of another
development.
BioShock
So.
development. No loot boxes is said to a round of applause. I think that's still possible.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, that's consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had new Nintendo hardware last time, and then I had the Mario Wii U game, not the new Super Mario Brothers, the other one, the one with the cat suits.
3D World?
Mario 3D World. Yeah. I would still love to have that on Switch. I hope they do that, because that game was good and it was only on Wii U. I have a PS4 Pro price drop, but that was last year. I'll skip the Sony stuff. Let's see, Square. I said that we were going to have a date for the Final Fantasy VII remake last year. And for Ubisoft, I had a Watch Dogs 3 last year. I said no Aisha Tyler. I was wrong again. I had a Gears of War Battle Royale loot game.
I'd still take that.
Crackdown 3. I said Crackdown 3 available now. Well, that took almost a year. I did say Cyberpunk on Microsoft stage. An Xbox One X price drop. I think that's not been official, but it's been. You can pretty much get an Xbox One X for $399 almost if you look around.
Yeah,
I think that's a pretty consistent thing at this point. I said Cyberpunk could be on the Microsoft stage. That happened. Windows Mixed Reality coming to Xbox. So like the
AR stuff.
AR stuff, yeah. and Games Pass first. And then my dumbest prediction was Reggie makes a joke about his last name and rhymes it with Dijonnaise.
Hey, what happened to Dijonnaise? It's not on shelves anymore.
What
is Dijonnaise?
It's what?
Dijonnaise, nays, Dijonnaise, nays, Dijonnaise.
I thought it was Hellman's.
I'm pretty sure they're mayonnaise
mixed with mayonnaise.
I think so.
Yeah.
It was like Dijon mustard and mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Nothing beats my Hellman's Dijonnaise. And then it fades out.
I don't remember this at all.
It was before your time, you know. That was like our.
It's before like mayo chup and like all these other mixed condiment products that are ruining everything. Mm-hmm. Mix your condiments by yourselves, people. God,
I mean, how much honey mustard did I make myself in first year of college?
Lots.
Mustard, mayo, honey. That's all you need. You got to get like the packet ratios.
I would have skipped the mayo because it's not in the name.
Oh, it's
so
there.
I would have.
It's there.
It's a secret ingredient in everything.
Just honey and mustard, probably not that great.
Okay, so I think E3, we're good on E3, right?
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about anything else today?
I've played a couple of games.
Do we want to take a break?
Yeah, we can take a break.
We'll take a quick break and we'll come back. Okay, let's take a break. We'll come back, talk about what we've been playing. How's that brownie treating you?
Pretty good.
Looks good.
It's pretty alright.
Oh, okay. I'm glad to see it's alright. The cookie I had was very so-so.
It's a little bit of a sugar boost. So get us through this.
I know. It's what happens late night podcasting.
It's late. What time is it? 1:30 in the morning?
Oh, easy. I mean, I've completely covered the clock on my computer here to make sure and thrown my watch across the room.
We're going to stay here until this is done.
Right.
Okay.
That's right. We stay here until it's done. So, games that we've been playing. Caleb,
go ahead.
Yes, exactly.
Am I the only one that plays games?
Oh, no. You're just the only one that plays
wait.
different games.
Can I do Jason's part first?
Yes.
Okay. So Jason has been playing Mortal Kombat. He's been playing as Scorpion, and he has only played online.
And hasn't touched anything else. Are we?
Shut up, guys.
Okay.
Logan has been playing the weird Disney emoji game on his phone.
Yes.
And very little else.
I'm on Jason's game. I'm playing Mortal Kombat, but I'm doing other things in Mortal Kombat. I'm doing some tower stuff. Been doing a lot of going in the crypt, unlocking a bunch of things, trying to get more fatalities, more skin stuff. So I've been messing around with that, trying some new characters out, seeing if I can get any better with anybody else. I'm trying to learn Jade because I think that might be a good person to learn. I've always liked the staff in games. Keelik has always been my go-to. And
while we're talking about Mortal Kombat, I'm super into Mortal Kombat. We can talk about this later, but it is, if you made me rank Mortal Kombat's, like, it's probably 2.
Wow. What was 1?
3.
3. Okay.
Yeah, 3's really good.
It's excellent, and the more I learn about it, the deeper it gets. And right now the guys online we're all savage at this point. So
tell me about it.
Yeah, but it's a good way to learn. Like you get it handed to you. But it's a good way to learn. And go ahead.
Is there ranked mode or anything?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you could just pop into regular.
And yeah, Combat League. I don't know what that is, but starts 6 days, something like that. And I'm not sure what that is.
So maybe some of the more competitive people will filter out.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, when you start off online, I mean, like I'm still playing against guys that
and it does a good job of matching you.
That are I'm playing against guys who suck like me, who are like 2-7. I mean, it's gotcha. The funny thing is I'm playing the towers and I'm doing all of that stuff, and I'm even playing on some of the hard towers, and I'm doing fine. I'm winning most matches. I mean, I'm winning more than I'm losing in those towers. Like I probably, if I have a 10-person tower, I may have to continue twice on hard, but I get in online and I just get obliterated. So the difference between hard on the CPU versus other dudes is big.
The one thing I wanted to say, I like this game so much. I'm consuming things Mortal Kombat related that I've not with other games. So what I mean by that is I watched Combo Breaker last weekend like almost constantly. And I don't do that.
Yeah.
I use Twitch one time a year, and that's for GDQs.
Yeah.
And like I was like the time that it was down, like, where's this at? When are they coming back? What are they going to do? And so I saw this really novel thing, and sorry if you're a fighting game enthusiast and you know all about this, but this was new to me. They did a character auction. So they build up the pot by auctioning off what character you want to play as.
That's cool.
So I turned it. This is the first thing I saw. Is it says Combo Breaker, Mortal Kombat 11. I click on it, and this guy is like Scorpion 100, 105, 105, 105, 105, 110, 110, 110, 110. Any once, twice, sold to whoever. And so then they fill out the tournament randomly, and it's whoever you were willing to buy. And
that's cool.
And it was one round a limb, winner takes all, the entire pot. And so the best Mortal Kombat player in the world, Sonic Fox, is his name. I think he walked away with like, I don't know, it was like $2,000.
Yeah.
Like just off of that alone.
That's cool.
Yeah. And the tournament pot was $15,000 for the winner who won the official tournament. That guy lost in the final round. But like, I was like consuming this, learning like such high level play. And what's really cool about it is it's like in any other professional anything, it looks very basic because it is. Because these guys can't dominate each other the way they could just a normal player. And so they're using very basic things like throws, counters, quick hits.
Saying the 20-hit combos.
Rarely. Because they all know how to keep each other out of that.
Yeah.
And so it looks like two novice players playing.
Yeah.
It's not, but that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
And it's just so, like, you could look at it and you're like, I could beat this guy. And then I go online and I'm like, well, that dude is half the player he was, and he just murdered me.
Yeah.
Like, so it's just, I don't think I've been this passionate about playing a game competitively in a long time, and it feels nice. So yeah, that's what I've been playing. I have a larger question about games for you guys later, but that's it for me.
Okay.
My question is, did you see the DLC characters?
Oh, did you see? So have you seen Shang Tsung's face?
Yes.
It's Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat, the movie.
Right. Yeah.
I told you that. Your soul is mine. It's that guy.
I know.
It's amazing.
It's literally that guy.
Like, we've come so
I'm
far.
Watching a fatality of his right now.
Dude, you literally, like, graphics are to the point where, like, a movie that happened 20 years ago, like, they've got his exact
incredible.
face.
I just saw his fatality.
I don't even remember. I saw it, but I can't remember what it is.
He throws a ball inside of a guy, and next thing you know, two arms come out from underneath his other arms.
Or Kintaro?
It's Goro, yeah.
Oh, it's Goro.
So like
okay.
two arms come out of this guy's side, and then the other arms rip off the other arms, and then two other arms spawn out, and Goro just spawns from the inside of him and blows him apart from the inside out. Like that's really good. The other ones are Nightwolf, Spawn, and Sindel.
I get those with my whatever
you got
edition.
the combat pack or whatever, yeah. And two more coming soon. So there's Shang Tsung, Nightwolf, Spawn, and Sindel. But yeah.
So I'm really curious how, after watching this, like how it affects like the Mortal Kombat scene. Like, this is not something I do. Like, I don't use Twitch. I don't watch professional gamers. Like, it's just been something that's been out of my age range historically.
Yeah.
But when NetherRealm's Twitch account goes live, like, I'm like
you're just glued to your account.
I will stare at it. Yeah. I'm
Kids, bathe yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Daddy has his phone.
Daddy's busy. Pick yourself up out of the water. What are you doing? Stop.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Change your own diaper this time.
Exactly.
Lazy ass.
Yeah. I came across, so I think it was like Friday night. Just was like, all right, I was up late. Wife was already asleep, and I was like, I'll play a few rounds of Mortal Kombat. Well, I was like, I was in the crypt and did a couple things, and then I went to my notifications section to because I just hadn't really been there a whole lot. I think after I beat the story, it was like, oh well, here I got my rewards out of the notification section to get my coins, and so you get rewarded for like each of those fights. Like so, it's like I think there's 50 fights in the story section. Well, I started going through and collecting all the rewards from that, and I was like, I thought I did this already. That I went and did that. So I was collecting them. And the next thing, and they're all out of order. Like they're not like in 1 through 50. That's like here's 11, here's 27, here's 45, here's 26 again. But then I started noticing, I'm like, I'm getting duplicates of some of this stuff because there was like skins and stuff too that were coming out of there. And then I started looking through, and I hit like the scroll thing, and I was like, this scroll never ends. So I just sat there and got 1 million coins just by pressing A. So I was just constantly getting duplicates of everything. There was some sort of weird glitch that was going on in my notifications. So I realized I was like, okay, which ones actually are giving me the most coins? So it was like everything in the upper 40s was giving me 10,000 coins a piece. So I just started scrolling through, finding all the ones that were 40 and just doing all of that. Next thing you know, I'm sitting there, I thought I was losing my mind because I was like, it was close to midnight at this point. And like the audio started glitching out. And I'm like, what is going on? So I think there was just some weird glitch with the game at the time, but sure enough, I collected a shit ton of coins out of that and out of some weird glitch. But I was like, oh, well, I spent a half hour getting 1 million coins out of.
I'm so jealous. I hate you right now.
I know. I was like, okay, well, no, I still didn't get any damn hearts out of it.
Oh, well.
The hearts is the currency that really.
Those ones you have to do the fatalities for.
Yeah, which I mean they've upped it now where you're at least getting 3 hearts per fatality instead of just 1. But oh my god, because I mean a heart chest is 250 coins or 250 hearts. I do have the scorpion spear now, so that when you're in, have you messed around the crypt a whole lot?
A little.
So I went.
I'm just on the hunt for brutalities. That's what I want.
So yeah, which I can't get the brutalities to work 90% of the time.
Oh,
I don't know what I feel like I'm doing them the right way. Because it's just do the move, but you might have to have like don't block or something.
Match qualifications.
Match qualifications, which I've been doing that, and it's just as long as that's your finishing move, that's the brutality, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that ain't working half the time.
Man, when it happens online, oh my god, it's just such a satisfying thing.
Yeah,
because especially if it's a really competitive match, like if you meet those qualifications and it's a competitive match, especially if it's game point, like it's just such a like. Out of nowhere, like there's a very long like finish him, and then you do the move, and everybody's seen them all already, but like the brutalities are just out of nowhere.
Yeah,
it's like move, got you, whoa, I just ripped out your spine, and like the body just lands right there, and your player just pimps it, like your character does. Like Scorpion, it's a throw, so when he puts them in like a headlock, and then pops their neck, and their spine flies out of their back. And so it's more subdued because it's not as ridiculous. It happens quick. So when it happens, every time I'm like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah, like every time. And then he drops the body and he takes a little like thing off and he just does a little like he breathes fire out, and that's it. So they also have like independent animations based on the brutality. And they're almost all like, it's like a bat flip. It's just insulting to the other player.
Because I usually play Sonya, and she does a thing. It's one of her throws, and she jumps behind him and takes like a cable wire to their neck.
Oh, and the head just pops off.
Instead,
right?
Yeah. When it's a brutality, the head just pops off, and then like it just falls to the ground, and then she just kicks it off like nonchalantly, like this is just a stupid fucking head, and just kicks it. Like,
and several characters have several different brutalities, so the fatalities are cool, but like. Those are really, when they happen, there's not any, like competitively, there's not a feeling like it. It feels great.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm still, like I said, still just messing around with Mortal Kombat too. The only other thing I've played since you asked and deferred to all of us, I finally finished Toe Jam and Earl. Oh. I did just, for whatever reason, I never finished it. Like it was one of those, like I played it a couple times and I was kind of annoyed by it.
The game's fine.
It's fine. I think it doesn't have the charm that the first one did.
Could it even? Like, they're working with some pretty high expectations here.
Yeah, so. Well, I think the thing that they screwed up with that game the most is they crammed too many Earthlings on it, and then I shouldn't say all of the presents, but I would say 80% of the presents were negative presents, negative effects, where it was reversed the other way. So the fun part about that game was opening up presents and getting cool stuff to use. And it was like, oh yeah, because you could get like a slingshot to shoot tomatoes at the bad guys. I got tomatoes one time to throw at the bad guys in probably 5 runs.
Yeah.
And otherwise it was just constantly just something
You're
bad.
Always sprinting.
Yeah,
it's
you
like, spawn more enemies.
Yeah,
or the instant death.
Yeah, there was one that just opened up instant death. Or you fall another level. Like there used to be a thing of just like, you get a guaranteed promotion or you move up to the next level. Like that was what was fun about that game. They just they took everything and were like, oh yeah, the roguelike stuff about it. Yeah, we're going to make that worse. So and it just, and you never, I don't think you were ever actually faster than an enemy in that game. Like you always had to find the right angle. And for that game, I guess I liked that game for its casual nature.
Yeah.
And like the just kind of like, it's a walking simulator. Like, hey, you're going around, you're finding cool stuff. You got this weird funk music playing. You got, this fun present. But there it was like, you didn't have time. Every screen you were on, it was just like, I got to get the way. You had to run away from this guy and run away from this guy. And it was,
the game seems I mean, I liked what I saw of you guys playing it, but it looked a little stressful at times.
It is. Yeah. And that's that was what was so good about the Genesis game. It was very casual. It was just kind of like you'd have 2 or 3 screens that you could walk through and you wouldn't see anything. You wouldn't see any bad guys. You wouldn't see anything. It was just kind of this nice casual game. And I think that's what ruined it for me, was just like, why did they make this so brutal?
Gotcha.
But anyway, so I'll probably never touch it again.
So I played through a game that I really, really liked, called A Plague Tale: Innocence. I don't know if you guys
I've recommended that. It is my GameFly queue now.
I would highly recommend that to you, Logan. Jason, I'm not completely sure if you dig it or not.
Okay.
It's like the gameplay itself is pretty easy. It's like a really easy stealth game.
Okay.
So think of like a Telltale game, but with like just slightly more gameplay. Is what we're kind of looking at here. The main draw to it, though, is the story and the characters, which I think are excellent. I think it's a really good story. There's a reveal towards the end that kind of changes the gameplay a little bit too, that I think is really well done. I just really liked it.
How many hours?
Probably about 10 all the way through. So it's not super long.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I actually watched the trailer for that, but I didn't understand what it was.
Yeah.
It looked
really easy stealth.
Narrative heavy, but I couldn't quite tell what kind of game it was.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
And it looks really nice too.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm maybe could do something like that as a palate cleanser, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're gonna need some sort of palate cleanser after all the maximum competitive violence you're doing.
I don't know if I'll be able to play.
I'll tell you about the other game I've been playing, which would be an excellent palate cleanser.
Oh yeah.
Sekiro.
Oh yeah, I'm so
Worst
glad.
palate cleanser.
I'm so glad you're into that. I feel, I'm grateful that one of us is really going after it.
I am currently stuck at the final boss.
Are you? But you're there.
It is so unbelievably hard. I just cannot get my head around it. And there's 4 phases. The first phase is pretty easy, but you have to go through it every time just to get to the next spot so you can try. It's really frustrating me. I think 99% of this game is excellent. I really, really like it, but this final boss is just driving me crazy. I'm playing it on PC, so I did boot up the cheat engine and I was like, you're dying now.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this. You're dying.
Yeah.
So I have seen the ending.
Okay.
But right now I did a couple of runs before you guys came over, and I'm starting to get a little bit, but man,
chipping away.
Really, really hard. And I don't know if I'm going to have the patience to do it or not, but I'll give it a little bit more time to see if I can do it. I'm probably on the final boss alone. I'm probably about hour 4 just on him. But man, that game is incredible otherwise. I think they really should put out a patch to rebalance that final boss, but I think overall this is a really, really, really good game.
I know. I gushed about it when we were playing it, when we talked about it last time, and I'm further removed from it, but I'm so glad one of us has seen it through the end. I mean, for the most part, and I love that you're still trying to overcome it. You've taken the stress out of it in a way. Like,
right.
Okay, well, I saw what I needed to see, and I understand the story. But I mean, it says something about the game that you want to do that for yourself. Like that speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Like, and on its own merit. I think, is it the hardest game you've ever played? Have you played harder games?
The final boss is the hardest boss I've ever fought in any game, including the From games. And I think I've done basically every boss in. There might be some exception to that, but in all of the From games, I think I've done most of the bosses, and this is like an order of magnitude above all of them. It's so hard. Overall, the game is pretty much in line with those, I would say.
Okay.
But this huge spike at the end.
I'm just so glad that we could look back later this year and put it in its proper place.
Yeah. And I will be probably advocating for it to be somewhere on our list. But
sure.
Also, Logan, I told Jason about this, but I know you're never going to play it, so I'll just describe for you a moment in this game.
Sekiro?
Yeah. Okay. You fight this giant ape at one point, and a big theme of the game is immortality. Sekiro can revive once.
Oh, okay.
And also, like, if he dies, he just goes back to, the bonfire, essentially. He doesn't, actually die. But this ape, you don't really know it, but he's also immortal. And he's literally got a sword sticking out of his head. So, like, all the way through his head, there's a sword.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The finishing blow on this ape is he gets up around his neck, pulls the sword down, and literally slices his face off. It's really cool.
Sure, yeah.
The text comes up on the screen that says Shinobi Execution. So, like, you killed this thing.
Yeah.
So you start walking away. He gets back up. He picks up his head. He picks up the sword, and he comes running at you again.
Okay, that's pretty great.
And you have to fight him again. Only this time it's harder because he has a sword now.
Yeah. So what does he do with his face? Does he put it back on?
He just carries it around in his other hand.
Oh, okay. So he literally took his face off.
Yes. I have a video of this. Okay. I will show you the video at some point.
I'm excited to see that.
I just wanted to bring that up because I think that's going to be in a candidate for moment of the year for me.
All right, that will need to be seen. Yeah, that's for sure. Let's see. So yeah, Sekiro. Yeah,
that's it for me.
That's it for you. Jason, anything else? You had some like fundamental question about life.
Something that's on my mind. So since we started doing this project. I have found myself not only playing, I would say I haven't played mediocre games, maybe games a little above mediocre, to the end, just to be able to speak on their behalf at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling this odd pressure about Days Gone. Like, I need to see it and I need to play it, but I don't want to play it. And so I'm having this weird, like, and this is a me problem, I understand, but like, what obligation do I have to this little project of ours? Because here's what happens. I play Mortal Kombat, and I'm incredibly satisfied with the time I play with that. I also am looking at The Witcher 3, like, I want to finish that DLC, which is not appropriate for this year at all. And so then I feel guilty about wanting to even play a game from 2015, because somebody should talk about Days Gone, shouldn't they?
I know exactly the feeling you're talking about.
Yeah, and I'm with you guys. I'm with you too, because I feel like this year of any year I have just said, fuck it, I'm not interested in playing any of this, so I'm not going to play it just for the sake of playing it. And that's not been my mentality before at all. I mean, I used to play I shouldn't say everything, but I played a lot. I mean, I would play the game that I wasn't interested in just so I could say I played it, but I haven't touched Days Gone. I haven't touched Sekiro. I haven't touched Anthem. I played the beta of Division 2.
I think we're all in the exact same boat, because Yeah, I didn't play Anthem.
Like,
I do plan on playing Division, but I haven't done it yet. Like there's just stuff
fine.
that
it was like the beta I played of it. I was like, it was completely fine, but it's just not something that I want to sink. I don't want to sink that amount of hours into that game.
Yeah.
And like, but I'll like Days Gone. I've looked at that and I've went. And then I heard the hours and I was like, I really don't want to dig into that.
The only thing I'm completely with you on Days Gone, and I have told myself I'm just gonna drop it because I wasn't super enjoying it. It was fine, but then of course I've seen people online saying, "Oh, at like 25 hours, it actually gets pretty good." God damn it!
I don't see. You have time for that. I'm looking at my time going, man, I don't have time. I mean, I'm sitting here right now. I mean, I just answered an email from a student. Yeah. Like I spent the last 2 nights grading assignments because I'm an idiot and I have 2 jobs where I teach and also have a real job. Not that teaching is not a real job, but I teach online. You know how that goes. So yeah, I'm just kind of like, I spent the last 2 nights 4 hours grading because my students some are good and some are not.
Yeah. I think the answer, Jason, is that you have to always remember the reason that we started doing this in the first place is because we like gaming. So anything that takes away from liking gaming is a negative, and you should not do it.
I mean, just for example,
I appreciate that. It doesn't make me feel better, but I appreciate that.
So here's a weird thing. I have spent over $1,000 in the last 2 weeks on gaming, but have not purchased a single game on gaming related activities.
Yeah,
I have purchased a ticket, which I owe you money for PAX. I have purchased my plane ticket for PAX. I have bought tickets to the Kingdom Hearts Orchestra, and all of that, and the travel to that and everything else. Like, you add that up, that's over $1,000. But if I purchased a single game out of it, no. But it's like which is kind of weird to think about. But it's
the other thing is that there is just, and I've tried in past years. This year I'm not, but there is just not time to play everything. There's just not time to do it.
No.
Even if you literally have all the free time in the world, which I have a lot of free time, and there's still not enough time to do everything.
And you and I have barely any free time.
I feel like I've done a pretty good job this year too. Like,
yeah,
you've been better than me.
I played Sekiro. I played Anthem. I haven't played The Division. Like, I've really given it the college try. I played Days Gone for like an hour. I don't know.
I keep telling myself I'm going to go and rent Days Gone for the night, and then I'm just like, oh, well, like, next thing you know, I'm like, oh, it's a nice day. Like, it's nice outside. I'm going to spend it playing with my kids outside.
Yeah.
Like, and I choose to do that.
What's unique about what we're doing here is, you're right, this is really just for us, which gives me the ability to ask you guys on a podcast, like, how important is this? Like, is it not important? Is it important? Like, I don't know.
I think it's how
I'm not asking you to solve my problem. I'm just saying, like, we're not beholden to, this is just literally for us.
Yep.
So, like, if we don't talk about Days Gone at the end of the year because none of us played it, is that like when we didn't talk about Divinity because none of us played it? Like, that's okay, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's been tons of games that do
good games too. There's like 97, 98.
Yeah, there's games that do. I mean, what was that game last year? The sequel to FTL.
Into the Breach.
Into the Breach.
I did play that a bunch.
You played it a bunch, but like, we didn't touch it. And Jason and I didn't touch it at all because it just wasn't something that we were super into, but yet everybody's talking about how great it is. Those games are going to come and go all the time, and just whether we're interested in them or not, I guess the good thing is I don't think Days Gone is going to be anywhere up on anybody's list.
I don't know. It's weird. Like, it seems like some people really don't like it, but there are pockets that are caping for it. So, and I don't know whether those are like Sony fans or who these people are, but I'm seeing like, look, this game isn't great, but it doesn't suck as badly as some people say it does.
But I guess, are they comparing that to their recent experience with Anthem? or I just threw
the same kind of game.
No, they're not the same kind of game. I guess I was just throwing like here's what other big game came out in the last month.
The other thing too is sometimes when you're into one thing like a ton, it's hard to see the end of it. But eventually, you're going to get tired of Mortal Kombat. I hate to tell you that, but eventually you will someday.
Yeah.
And especially with E3 right around the corner, when we're going to see all these new games, and we're going to get excited about stuff. So as of right now, it's a little bit of a weird situation because we're kind of in a...
I want to be excited about a game again.
Yeah.
And I feel like I haven't been excited about one that I'm like, yeah, this is coming out and I really want to play it. Like,
yep.
That's where I've been.
Where's Persona 5 when you need it, you know?
Right. Well, I mean, it was like
game's so great. Oh man.
I mean, it was like Resident Evil and Kingdom Hearts came out right at the beginning of the year and checked 2 big boxes for me, and then everything else has been like, well, boy, like you played Metro.
Oh yeah.
I barely even played Metro.
Yeah, like you've really given it.
I like Metro too.
You've given it the.
It's not as bad as some people say.
Yeah. I didn't think it was bad. or anything else. But you've been playing a good amount of stuff.
Actually, this year you've probably played more than I have. More different things,
or at least given things more of a shot.
More of the big titles, because I didn't play that. I didn't play Anthem. I've barely touched Days Gone as well, but.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't dislike Days Gone enough to
write it
say
off.
Yeah, like I didn't hate it. I just don't know.
Is this just a Days Gone discussion, or is this an overall games discussion?
No, and it's mostly it is a lot. It does have a lot to do with Days Gone because I've played every Assassin's Creed because I really like those, and Days Gone is probably, I mean, on par with some of the Assassin's Creed games
style wise.
Yeah, because I like those games. So I don't know, and it is not fair for at the end of the year for me to say like Days Gone doesn't belong on our list because like I can't. What I'm trying to say is I cannot bash it. I can't speak negatively about it because I only played it for an hour.
The other thing about the end of the year list for us is they're our lists. They're not. They're
we don't need
they're qualitative, not quantitative.
Yeah, we don't need to compare ourselves to
this is not the end
IGN, Polygon, Giant Bomb. Like, we don't need to compare ourselves to them.
We're not talking about.
It's not our full time job,
and that's the thing I always struggle with a little bit at the end of the year is we don't necessarily pick the top 10 best games. We picked the top 10 favorite games. So,
and while some of those games might be popcorn games. You know, if you think about like movie wise, you think like there's movies that are entertaining and might be one of your favorite movies, but they sure as hell isn't going to win an Oscar. Mm-hmm. Like that's kind of like, so some of those.
John Wick 3 is great, but it's never going to
win an Oscar. Right? And that's that's the kind of thing. Like,
I did enjoy John Wick 3.
But that's where I guess it goes of like the favorite games versus like like this game means something. So we've got to put it up higher because it means this to society, and there was this great performance by this.
But I have made that argument at this table, so I'm a little bit conflicted.
But you like some of the more of the artsy TV stuff and movie stuff though too on that end.
Yeah, but I like to be very specific. Last year, oh god, I can hear this. I can hear the music.
The boat game?
Yes, the boat game.
The boat game.
Obra Dinn.
Thank you. Return of the Obra Dinn. Thank you. I made that argument because I think that game is important, and because 2 of us played it, so I thought that kind of aligned with.
Oh, and I watched you guys at least play it. I understood what it was.
So I guess what I'm saying is I know Days Gone isn't going to be important the way that other stuff is important, but if we're like exposed to a smaller game at this table, I would maybe like put that. I would at least always make the argument against some critical juggernaut, some AAA juggernaut, because it's smaller, and I would see it as more important. Like I've made that argument.
Yeah, so, the only thing that sometimes I worry about with some of that is like just because it's different and new doesn't always mean it's better than the thing that refined that took something and refined on an existing thing, but just because it's like, oh, we've seen that before, but yeah, this is just a really good version of that.
Right.
Like I'd hate to see that lose out to something that was like the new flashy thing. Like, and like I'm not saying that Obra Dinn was like super flashy, but it was different. And
there's the Odyssey thing again.
Yeah.
It's an open world game that has a little bit of everything, like super polished up and has all the quality of life stuff, but is it as good as Red Dead, which makes you ride your horse and is very deliberate about the delivery, so okay.
Games are weird and comparing them is hard.
Very well. It's art. I mean, there's no numerical number that you can give art. I mean, we do it all the time with critic numbers and all this other stuff, but art is its own person. It's a personal thing. I mean, it is. I mean, it's why I love Kingdom Hearts and you guys don't.
Sure. Okay. Thanks for talking me through that. I don't know if I have an answer.
There isn't an answer.
No,
whether or not I'll play it or not.
I think it goes back for me of like what I've been, and you're going to get there a little bit more now that you've got a daughter who's a little older now too, is like, would I rather spend like a couple of hours messing around with a video game at 4 p.m. on a Sunday, or would I rather go outside and do something with them?
Sure.
And those are the decisions sometimes that
video game 100% of the time.
It's just one of those that as my kids are 8 and 4 now, it's harder to say yes or no. But I mean, but then I get to take my 8-year-old to a Kingdom Hearts orchestra.
Yeah.
And that's pretty damn cool that she's interested in it, which, I forgot to tell this story. So we were, so we went up to Chicago to the show, and we stopped at the Disney store on the way, and they had a Disney Keyblade. So it's a Keyblade with just the big D, the D logo as the handle. And they had that up in the store. And so my daughter said, she's like, wow, that's really cool. And then, she asked, so we were like, that's not for sale. Like, and they're like, yeah, no, that's not for sale. But then my daughter started looking at something else, and the clerk came over to me and she said, here, give this to her tonight at the show. And it was like a 6-inch version of it, and just gave it to me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that's the kind of stuff like that's pretty cool. Like, especially for the fact that they're not, the Disney store and this concert were not affiliated at all. Yeah. Like that they just were kind of like, here, yeah, take this. Like,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
So random little story there, but
that's a good note to end on, I think.
Yeah, I think that works. So anyway, yeah, we'll be back here in about a few days with whenever we do our reaction, our E3 reaction podcast.
Yeah.
Whenever that decides to be.
A few days.
Something like that. I've lost track of days, but anyway.
Some number of days.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll see you then.